Stouts are an extra dark malty beer that are made basically by roasting the malts. That's how you get the dark roasty character traditional in stouts. There are many different kinds of stouts, some of which include the sweet stout or the milk stout, and that actually has lactose in it, and that's where the name milk stout comes from. And that's going to be sweet, creamy, a really nice mouthfeel. And then you have your dry Irish stout, and for that you can think, Guinness. It's going to be bitter, but really creamy, and oftentimes, you'll want that on a nitrogen pour, which just gives it really fine bubbles, which allows it again to have a real creaminess into the mouthfeel. And then you get into what is commonly referred to as just stout with no qualifier, or it can be called an American stout, an export stout. And there again, especially with the American version, it's going to be roasty. You're going to get a lot of roast character. It's also going to be highly hopped, so you will get a lot of bitterness to kind of balance against that roast. Again, that's going to be traditionally what you get if you walk into a bar and ask for a stout. It's going to be hoppy and it's going to be bitter, and all of those flavors are going to balance against each other. There's also the Russian Imperial Stout, and that's a stout that pretty much originated by the English brewers who were exporting their stronger porter. In fact, they called it a stout porter. Stouts were originally referred to as stout porters, meaning stronger, more. So, it was a stout porter. But in the beers that they were exporting to Russia, they wanted the extra strong stouts. So now we have a style of beer called the Russian Imperial Stout, which is, very high in ABV. And again, you can get a lot of variance in terms of the amount of hops in there, but it's not going to be as high as, say, the American hops, but it's still going to be quite a presence. And you're going to get a higher alcohol content, a lot of that roastiness that comes through. So that's a brief rundown of what a stout is.